My personal spaceship, Fuel Plasma Space Travel, presented by Tim Lee, December 2016. My name is Tim Lee. I am 65 years old, living in Singapore. I am a retired engineer, experienced in electromechanical repair and maintenance of steam sterilization equipment in hospitals. I wish to share with the knowledge seekers that I made a personal spaceship as per photographs. I achieved space travel at the fuel plasma level. My personal spaceship stayed in my study room. My body was in bed. Images came to me in closed eyes condition. Seconds before I opened my eyes to wake up. These images appeared for 4 seconds to 30 seconds. 2016, September 5th, Monday. I was about to open my eyes to wake up. I saw a gray color flat top mountain surrounded by clouds far away. Seconds later, the image changed into close-up. There appeared a road pathway. As it got lower to the side of the mountain, my eyesight followed a dark shadow, shaped like a human backside, walking and waving hands and shoulders to left and right. It appeared that I was flying to touchdown, chasing this shadow. Until the shadow disappeared, the time elapsed was about 4 seconds. Then I opened my eyes to wake up. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, quite an early morning for me. This flat-top mountain remind me of a place, the Devil's Tower in Wyoming, USA. I checked on the internet. The YouTube found a video, drone flight at Devil's Tower 2016, where I found close resemblance of the view. I have not been to Wyoming. This image, its motion surely gave me an impression that I have traveled to Wyoming, USA, where I followed another soul to there. The plasma field brought me that information. When I awoke, I already saw it. Instantaneous teletransportation, that is. Date 2016, September 5th, Monday. I went back to sleep after my wife went to work. At about 9:30 a.m., another image came to me. With my eyes closed, my eyelids would be like a black screen, in which in ordinary days there is nothing to see. To my surprise, there was a part 2 image from this morning. There was an UFO parking, tilted on the side of the passageway. The UFO was white color. It had a cutaway view like it was an open deck. There were 5 little beings there, not moving, but as their postures may indicate, The beings were preparing to get off the UFO. Seconds later, there was a display on my eyelids in Chinese words. The direct translation of it was, "Safe, no power, present." It meant to tell me that it was safe. There was no power connected to my spaceship at the present time. Note: I finished the nano-coating of my Magrav spaceship coils, starting to assemble my spaceship. 2016, October 8, Saturday. I assembled my spaceship and took a nap at about 5 p.m. At this time, the circuit wiring was not yet done. I saw a clear, transparent test rack sitting on a table surface. The lower shelf appeared tilted. The wall was industrial green. The whole setup was in very dim lighting condition. My eyesight appeared to have peeked into the lower shelf. Then a light purple beam shined down, and it was an UFO appeared on the top right corner of the rack. The UFO had the appearance as per the 123rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop poster. 2016, October 10, Monday. Shortly before I awoke, I saw a white beam of light that encircled around the two ping-pong balls filled with composite GaNs: zinc oxide, copper oxide, carbon dioxide, CH3, and tap water. After the circle completed, there appeared an orb, a ball of light. As I could recognize it, these two coils were the top coils of my spaceship. 2016, October 12, Wednesday. I awoke at 2 p.m. after a nap. I saw four little beings holding onto poles. At the end of the 4-second display, a stretch of inertial force was pulling on one of the little beings, and he tried hard to stay in position. I could recognize the four poles. I have 4 nano-coated copper wire leads through the bottleneck support of my spaceship top Magrav coils. As such, this gave an impression that the beings were 1 cm tall each, and my spaceship would have been in relative motion. The beings had to hold on tight. 2016, October 18, Tuesday. I completed the wiring circuitry of my spaceship and not yet power it. This morning, before waking up, I saw a being holding onto a pole. I could relay this pole to the gravitational return wire on my spaceship gravitational coil. At the end of the 4 seconds, there was a display in Chinese words: "Do not delete, do not delete." Its meaning was to say, Please do not disconnect the power of my spaceship. 2016, October 21st, Friday. This was the first night that I powered up my spaceship. I woke up in the middle of the night. I saw two coils. One of them had a field-line spiral. My eyesight followed to the coil, follow the arrow up and up. At the end of the coil, there stuck out a brown almond-shaped head. It appeared, and E.T., the gray, was hiding behind the coil. 2016, October 21st, Friday. Seconds before I opened my eyes to wake up in the morning, I saw a big crater. In the background, there was an overlap view of a blue-green mountain with vegetation. I am not able to draw photographic quality picture. I could find close match from the internet, YouTube, for the viewer to appreciate. There was a jet spray of water. A spring shot out from the crater. A truly stunning view. This image gave me a 4-second personal experience of space travel, visit to Mars. 2016, October 23rd, Sunday. This morning, shortly before I opened my eyes, I saw a flyby view of a volcano. While the volcano got near, I noticed one edge was straight, and it carved into a 2 stories, 4 units shelter. I said to myself, there is nobody. Then a black shiny face head appeared, with mouth moving, yet I did not hear a word. At the end of the image, a display appeared. I am still here. Interestingly, the being's face was shiny black, and there were double cone features on top of the head. What a surprise to see an instantaneous communication response. My intention was to tell myself, go to Mars and come back. 2016, October 25th, Tuesday. This morning, before waking up, I saw a rotating UFO fly by. Brown color and green shade on top. Texture of the UFO top was like composite rubber with wood pattern. When it was far, I got a view of the UFO bottom. Its rim concave inwards like a tube. This image was a UFO in the sky. 2016, November 1st, Tuesday. I took a nap in the afternoon. Before waking up, I saw a gas reactor hovering to the ceiling. There were 4 bottles GaNS rotating, carrying a weight balance rod wobbling. The bottles were in motion, slowly at 1 revolution per 4 seconds, or 15 RPM. I could recognize the green-blue as zinc oxide GaNS, brown color as copper oxide GaNS. The closest model reactor I could find in the Keshe Knowledge Seekers Workshop video was one with cylindrical twin motors. This image illustrated lifting reactor. 2016, November 5th, Saturday. This morning, I got the longest image in motion, like a video playback for 30 seconds. As soon as I awoke, it was like I slept under a bunch of tree leaves. The sunlight shone in through a hole to wake me up. Soon I found it must have been a sunspot. The image blanked out. A display said, "Leave hot," meaning it is hot, please leave. Image blanked out. Then I saw two clouds, one shaped like a fan, the other like a ball. It appeared like I was flying by it at a distance. Two clouds moved very slowly. For 5 seconds, it had hardly moved at all. 5 seconds later, the clouds moved a bit like so. 5 seconds later, as the image flickered, the clouds developed a ring. By the time the ring was filled up, I could recognize it as a yin-yang, a Tai Chi formation. Then a point source appeared. From below, far away, it blinked, shot out a cone of white light. It swept out until it reached the Tai Chi, and then the white light receded to the Tai Chi. After the point source light receded, the dark portion, the yin of the Tai Chi, was filled up into a full white disk, a yang. A few wriggling lights appear on the rim. Clockwise along the disk edge, formed a corona of the star. It was a star formation. A beam of light shot out clockwise and returned to the corona. Again, another beam shot out and continued to develop an outer ring, which had thickness. A planet was formed along the ring. Moments later, another beam shot out from the corona in anti-clockwise direction and returned to the corona. Once again, another beam shot out, returned, and again continued to sweep through the outer ring. A planet was formed at the field interaction of the beam and the return. A second planet formed at the anti-clockwise sweep. A third planet was formed at the interaction of the outer ring. Wow, these images illustrated a star and 3 planets formation, displayed in 30 seconds. 2016, November 13, Sunday. This morning, I saw a spaceship zoom by. It was like flying at night. I asked myself whether I could see my own spaceship flying in space. So, I did a mapping of my spaceship field with an alternating current AC tester pan. The field could be detected some 3 cm, 15 cm, 20 cm, and 30 cm away from the coils, and from the GaNS liquid plasma ping-pong balls. As the field mapping confirmed it, the spaceship in the previous slide was the answer. My spaceship that was. 2016, November 14, Monday. I took a nap in the afternoon, 3:30 p.m. Before I woke, I saw a white plaster wall partition. There was an empty armchair. Behind it was a doorway to office. In front on a table, there was a beautiful red plastic frame on which there were mounted with copper coils. My eyesight was focused on a sparkle of light. A photon emission, after it completed its orbital ring, sparkled above the top center coil. Soon the image receded. This image was a remote viewing scenario. A field linkage led me to access another Magrav setup. 2016, November 16, Wednesday. I saw an extraterrestrial ET being sitting inside a stone cave. The cave wall had some stone cubes sticking out that indicated the cave was modified by hand. The ET was sitting in the cave on the ground, and then the right hand raised, curved to grip, like a ET tried to catch something. Interestingly, after the image, I got a flash image of the ET. It was a pear-shaped face. I found close resemblance from YouTube internet. This was called the Gray. 2016, November 18, Friday. I took a nap at 4 p.m. When I woke, I saw my water cup, which I put on the ductless configuration Magrav unit to energize my drinking water. There was a light which linked from my cup, looped around the top liquid plasma ping-pong ball, then to my eyesight. The image and light receded to its actual position from my bedroom bed when my eyes opened. 2016, November 21st, Monday. I took a nap at 4 p.m. Before I woke, I saw a John cell generator, and a person's hand was moving a Magrav unit to near the cell generator. There was a toroidal transformer on the Magrav unit. This image indicated a knowledge seeker tested the generator's effect on the Magrav. 2016, November 25th, Friday. This morning, before I woke, I saw a see-through top view of an UFO parked on the ground. The white portion was the UFO dome, half opened. Lay on the ground was an alien life. Interestingly, it was shown to me in a scanning view, between the thorax and abdomen, that the ribs could be seen. There was no eyes on the image scene, only the mouth on the ventral side of the body. It was more like a fish than an alien. On YouTube, I found a similar creature in real life as a mermaid. 2016, November 30th, Wednesday. This morning, before I opened my eyes, I saw a few twinkling stars in space. After a few twinkles, suddenly, a star shot out a jet, like a water hose would do. At the end of the jet, it flared out like a trumpet flower with 5 petals. While the jet blew, it also transversed in space, flashing slowly, 1 picture per 5 seconds. At the center of that trumpet, it displayed a pentagon, like a house. A few seconds later, it displayed a flickering figure, legs in kneel down position, arms hand folded to the abdomen. Only the elbows were lighted up. Seconds later, the figure solidified into white color. The elbow was traced out an arc. My 30 seconds display was then over. I could deduce from this image a scenario. The figure would shape-shift, transform into an UFO, and travel in space. 2016, December 19th, Monday. This morning, before I woke to open my eyes, I saw this image with 1 sharp mountain in front and 2 gray-white smooth-top mountains far away. On the ground, there was a sweeping scan, like tucking on a carpet would do. The scanning light swept through, showing there were cubical artifacts underground. The smooth-top mountains, I recognized it as the moon. The image was a space travel to the moon, see-through view. 2016, December 26, Monday. This morning, I saw a satellite view from high above, looking down on a very long geological fault line, miles long, a cracked line on the ground. In an elliptical spot, the light was brighter, showing in sandy yellow color, like a side of a canyon. My intention was, go to Mars and come back. This image was space travel to Mars. From the internet, YouTube, I could find a photograph with similar geological feature on Mars. 2016, December 28, Wednesday. This morning, I saw a big black rock, sharp edge on top, located on an open mountain top. It had some glittering gold patches on the stone rock. There was another big stone to the left. My eyesight was high up at the arrow. I had to peek down to see. There was a black granite bell-shaped temple with 2 staircases. Then there was a platform built on the temple base. Then a second staircase. The platform side, it had a beautiful green grass. Beside the lower stairs, there was a cutaway opening. There may be underground cave that worshippers could go visit. On the lower platform, a little boy appeared to be playing there, making his circle dance. On the upper staircases, there were a group of people. They were either walking downstairs slowly or taking pictures, frozen in time. On the upper left, one of them had turned into smoke, a soul ascension scenario. This image was on Earth, a remote viewing. 2016, December 28, Wednesday. This morning, I was still drowsy after the first image per previous slide. I continued to sleep. Before I woke, I saw another image. It appeared to be on a desert. A clay Buddhism temple was there. There was a Buddha palm with some god statues standing on the palm center as a platform. Then a straight vertical wall to the ground. This image was a remote viewing. 2016, December 30th, Friday. This morning, I saw a bunch of huge rocks. It was very dark at night. The image was produced by residual signals coming from the ocean waves. When the wave splashed, it scanned. When the wave receded, the rocks showed. The rocks had some dark stains. Understandably, it was weathering effect on the rocks. At the center, there were petal-like rocks formed into a ring. This image was triggered by my curiosity. I saw a television program about the coasts of Japan, a remote viewing image. 2016, December 31st, Saturday. This morning, before opening my eyes, I saw an icy island. This image showed two huge holes on the island. From the outlook of this island, I could recognize it as the Antarctica. The holes were so big, it had a see-through view. Beneath the holes, there were huge unmelted ice sheets. One big ice sheet on the middle section of each hole. The holes were coned down like funnels. There were residual ice at the tips. This image indicated that the holes were functioned as huge funnels to recycle the melted ice water back to the ground, back to the ocean. This image was a remote viewing and see-through. I wish to reiterate that at this level, my body stayed in bed where I slept, and my spaceship stayed in my study room. I used inverted commas, saw to distinguish that my eyes was in closed eyes condition. The images it displayed to me mostly were 4 seconds. When it was displayed in motion video, it was 30 seconds. Okay, these images were my recordings in 4 months. Dear knowledge seekers, the above slideshow shall complete my presentation of my space travel experience in field plasma level. The purpose of space travel is to see what is out there. With personal space travel, it can satisfy my ego of knowing how to get there, seeing it myself. It can give me more understanding of how our world legends of clairvoyance, remote viewing, see-through vision can be achieved in modern times, the 21st century today. I wish this presentation shall open the book for personal space travel. Thanks to the Keshe Plasma Technology public teachings using GaNS, nano-coating copper, Magrav coils via my spaceship as a scientific tool to access, enhance, extend our knowledge about our universe. My spaceship, I used 2.5 kg of 1.6 mm diameter copper wires, blower heated, sodium hydroxide nano-coated, 9 ping pong balls, sodium hydroxide nano-coated, filled with premixed GaNs, 5 ml or 5 cc each of the zinc oxide, carbon dioxide, copper oxide, CH3 GaNs, then fill up with tap water to the 8 ping pong balls. A 240 volt into 25 volt alternating current step-down transformer to supply 25 volt 50 Hz to 8 numbers cylindrical 27 turns 6 cm diameter magnetic coils in series connection into a double pyramid configuration with a plasma capacitor. Inside the magnetic coils, I have 8 numbers 27 turns 3 cm diameter gravitation coils in series with a plasma capacitor. Using 5 volt DC from a used mobile phone power bank with a plasma capacitor in parallel. Modified an USB cable to run the power bank in parallel with its battery capacitor. Plugged it back in for recharge in an infinity loop. I used a 3-bank fuse box to contain the transformer, make it nice. Also, I can switch off to isolate the 25 volt AC to magnetic coils as necessary. From the 25 volt AC, I connect a ductless configuration Magrav single, which is a generator. When I switch off the 25 volt AC transformer, it can supply power at the plasma field level 0.12 volt AC. I added 5 cc citric acid from lemon into the composite GaNs premix into the 9th ping pong ball for ductless configuration. Then tap water. Almonds connectors to complete the circuit. The front drive coil is a 81 turns Magrav coil, open up into a semicircle. The rear drive is a 27 turns 10 cm diameter concentric Magrav cylindrical coils. These drive coils are powered by induction, 0.04 volt AC front, 0.05 AC back. From the 81 turns Magrav coils located on the top, the magnetic is connected to magnetic. The gravitational supply was taken from the top Magrav gravitational lead wires into a plasma battery. I got AC and DC for supply, 0.06 volt AC or 0.043 volt DC in the front, 0.09 volt AC or 0.06 volt DC at the back from the plasma batteries. The DC component is momentary, mostly 0 millivolt. The potential between front and rear drive magnetic is 1.6 volt AC. Power consumption was in millionths of an ampere, μA, 0 ampere to my spaceship. Transformer input 240 volt AC, 0.35 ampere, or 84 watts consumption. Mobile power bank, 1 full charge lasted 2 weeks. My spaceship material parts cost was Singapore dollars 150, Euro 99. Time required was 2 months. Certainly, I wish to encourage the knowledge seekers to pursue building it a personal spaceship. Achieve personal space travel at field plasma level with this simple setup. I took time to cultivate it with GaNS for field plasma linkage to the outcome. Play with it. Put my palm to 1 cm above the ping pong balls to feel its cool plasma field. Look into my spaceship chamber. Put drinking water to the ductless configuration to energize my water. I do Chinese Qigong exercise in front of my spaceship. I do my study sitting beside the spaceship. I hope those who interested in space shall achieve the same and more. That was my spaceship video with no audio. It is a personal experience that images come inside my eyelids as a display screen. I cannot take photographs. I can only draw it out to record. Generally, it is not targeted to what I see. I make a wish, say to myself, go to Mars and come back. Image responses were diversified topics. Seeing is entertainment. Interpret the image's contents carefully. Give rise to knowledge. These are my spaceship GaNS. These are plastic bottles as coil support for my spaceship. These are the dimensions of the wood frame for my spaceship. This is the AC circuitry for my spaceship magnetic coils. This is the DC gravitational circuit for my spaceship. These are the AC and DC circuits for my spaceship front drive and rear drive. This completes my presentation. Thank you, Mr. Keshe, for the public teachings. Thank you, Armand, for the connector idea. Thank you, Douglas, for the generator configuration idea. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, knowledge seekers. Thank you, my wife, Doris. Have a good day. Peace to the world.